Energized show, up the Irish.
Okay, what's going on, guys? And welcome to a brand new episode of Energized. Ross.
Are you intoxicated or something?
I probably am intoxicated after seeing all those Forge Irish shouts and proper number 12 bottles in the TUF house, bud.
TUF House, season 31. It's back, bud.
Yeah, it's back. And, look, the Ultimate Fighter has been an absolute staple of the UFC for years, 31 seasons into it. That's outrageous. I don't think there is a reality TV show that actually injects athletes into a sport like the Ultimate Fighter. Obviously, Dana White is on record saying Forrest Griffin and Stephen Bonner with the Ultimate Fighter saved the UFC. So obviously it holds a special place in his heart. But this season had something special about it. Obviously, we saw, I think it was TUF 22, where McGregor coached against Royal Faber. That did gangbuster numbers. They expect this one to do the same. McGregor versus Chandler. Prospects versus veterans. I think it's a good season. I quite like that. I know a lot of the fighters going into the season. I think that definitely helps. And I think I like the format of it. I think it's going to be an interesting one. No two better dance partners than Chandler and McGregor.
Yeah, no, obviously it's going to be two gangbuster numbers with Conor back, and him fighting Michael Chandler's going to be a good one as well. And then the way we have a few SPG lads in the house with Brad Katona on the vets and Michael Chandler's team, and then Lee Hammond, the undefeated Lee Hammond on Conor's team. Before we start getting into the stuff for us, what way do you see the way they split it up into vets and prospects?
Yeah, well, I like the idea, and I think, we'll obviously get into it, but we saw in the first fight, you know what I mean? We saw a vet who's been there before, done the dance. And, I know some of these prospects, they probably fought in, some packed-out arenas and certain shows and stuff like that, but never had they had the audience that they're going to get on this. That's going to get to them. Let's see, can the cream rise to the crop? You know what I mean? Let's see how that goes, because at the end of the day, this is the biggest opportunity of their life. A lot of these guys, like your Brad Katona, he's been to the Ultimate Fighter. He's won the Ultimate Fighter. Can he do it again? You know what I mean? This is nothing new to someone like him, fighting in an empty gym, representing your team, representing yourself. This is nothing new to him. Someone like Lee Hammond will say, he's never fought on a stage this big. I know he's, fought in IMAF arenas that have thousands of people in them. But
that FC event was massive, though, Ross, in fairness.
It was. And, the red cow was hopping. But, this is millions of people who are going to be watching week in, week out. And, he's Conor McGregor's guy. This is big pressure for him.
Yeah, do you think he's going to have, an extra bullseye on his head now, being, one of Conor's biggest training partners?
Yeah, also, he was, when they were doing the rankings, they ranked him number 1. I thought it was also interesting the way Chandler was I don't think I'm going to rank my guys 1 to 4 in the order I like them. I'm going to throw a few curveballs in there and stuff like that. So I think that's really interesting as well. Chandler's already trying to put a strategic game to it. You can see McGregor just was I would say Lee Hammond was the first name of the team sheet. Yeah. Also, in terms of McGregor, when he won the coin toss, there was no doubt about it. He won the Prospects 155. He won Lee Hammond on his team.
Yeah, I think he obviously, I say Conor obviously wanted the Prospects for 155 and then the vets for 135.
35. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do think it makes it interesting that it's all the prospects are on Team McGregor and all the vets are on Team Chandler.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely gonna find out. Just looking at the first fight, the way Roosevelt is on Chandler's team, he was actually younger than the prospect from Conor's team. So it's a bit strange how you're sort of saying, the vet is actually younger than the prospect.
Yeah, but I think it's experience. It's been to the big show. Yeah. That's where the veteran mindset comes in. Look at someone like Reece McKee. He's 26, but he's a young vet at this stage. You know what I mean? He's had 16 fights on some of the biggest shows. He's been to the UFC, Cage Warriors champ. You know what I mean? He is a young veteran. He might be fighting someone who's older than him, but he'd be the veteran out of the two. And I think it's the same with Roosevelt Roberts here. If you actually, when they showed the highlights of Roosevelt Roberts in that fight, I was like, this guy is absolute star-studded finishes from start to finish, no doubt about it. It was incredible to see. All his wins and losses were all highlight reels. So he's definitely one to look out for. And you have to look at it from a competition point of view. 10 seconds. That's all it took. He took no damage. That's like the ultimate win in an Ultimate Fighter.
Yeah, except it doesn't actually go on your record, which is the unfortunate thing.
No, of course, but if you look at the show as a competition, he took no damage. Like for the next round, he's fresh as daisy.
He's after setting the landmark there. Like, like who else? Who else do you actually like in this? Because obviously Jason Knight's there, and like he's an absolute dog, man.
Yeah, he is. He is. I feel like he's had an exchange with McGregor on Twitter before or something. I feel like McGregor called him a hillbilly or something at some stage. But no,
he fought Artem.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, in BKFC.
Was it twice?
Potentially.
I think
definitely
at
least
twice,
once. Anyway, at least once. So he's definitely one to look out for because like he's going to be a tough man to put away. Timur Valiev, we actually saw him fight in London against Jack Shore. He came up on a loss with a decision, but like he's 18-3. Like him and Brad Gatona have to be the two top guys at bantamweight. But that's the thing about the prospects. We don't really know as much about them. There's probably going to be a few more surprises in there. I'm sure there's people in the States who are like, I know about this guy for years. But from the European side of things, these guys are relatively unknowns for us. So like it's going to be very, very interesting to see on that aspect. But I do want to touch on, what did you make of, I know we've seen clips of it, but the initial interaction between Chandler and McGregor, when McGregor walked into the gym, suited and booted, and he says hello to Mike, and he goes, "Oh, what's the Mystic Mike prediction?"
Yeah, I actually liked it. I liked the way, like, it's impossible not to like Chandler. I'm sure we could eventually by watching the series, but like what I've seen so far from being in Bellator and being in the UFC, it's very hard not to like him. I know Josh Thompson's not a big fan, but I mean he was nice to Conor. Conor was nice to him. They both came in like there was a good competitive nature about it. Like telling him what he's gonna do as well was quite funny. Because like that quick wit is half the reason why people tune in.
Yeah, for me that was definitely at least a 10-9 round one. Conor McGregor, like when they sort of came in, and then he said he's like, this fight's at 185. He's like, oh, 185, yeah, I'm game. And then McGregor was like, yeah, you'll do as you're told. Like if I was to name this episode, it would be The Ultimate Fighter season 1 premiere. You'll do as you're told. Like that's what I call the episode. It was it was a wild exchange, and like you said, McGregor's quick wit like put Chandler in his place, and he didn't really have a comeback after that. He was like, damn
it. Yeah, he did. You were telling him. No,
yeah, it was funny. And I think I saw like a clip on ESPN afterwards, and it was like an elongated version of that. Back and forth. I don't know if you saw it as well. And then like McGregor was like, "Oh, did you ever get to fight in the Apex?" And Chandler was like, "No." And McGregor was like, "Would love to. You want to hear my shots in there?" And then Chandler was like, "Yeah, imagine my shots too." And then McGregor goes, "What he goes? He goes, yeah, we call them the windy shots. The windy shots. All you hear is the wind connecting with nothing." And I was like, Jesus. I was like, this guy is one step ahead at all times.
No, I saw that clip. Do you know what? I actually thought we'd see more footage of Chandler and Conor, but I know like the show was actually about the competitors, so we had to like cut to the two fighters, like Roosevelt and the guy knocked out in 10 seconds, who fights at Rufus Sport. But I'm like just seeing it's just getting started. They don't want to blow the load too early, as one would say, Ross.
No, definitely not. Gentlemen. That's yeah. One thing I did want to touch on, Baz, is obviously there was an interview with Megan O'Leary and Conor McGregor in the build-up to TUF. It was released the day before. That gave us great insight into McGregor's sort of training, preparation, and how the last couple of years have been. I know we saw a glimpse of it in McGregor Forever, but that sort of got me fired up, that interview. That was like, this guy's ready. This guy's ready to do, quote unquote, another season. Like he's ready to make another run. He's ready to fight all comers.
Well, what about the interview made you think that?
Just like, he was like, what I want to do is I want another 100 fights. I was like, 100 fights. Obviously, he's not going to do 100 fights, but like the fact he was saying that like makes me really think that this guy is not dipping in, dipping out. I think his biggest issue is he probably needs to sit down with the UFC and be like, I want to fight on this day, and then the UFC can actually save the pay-per-views for him. The biggest issue is that there's almost not enough pay-per-views to go around. When realistically, Conor McGregor is probably worth 3 UFC pay-per-views. So he needs to pick the dates well in advance of time. Say, I'm going to fight on this day, this day, this day. And the UFC saves the pay-per-views for him.
Yeah, well, it's looking like... Well, they said they're going to announce when the fight is going down against Chandler. And everyone's saying it's going to be the end of the year in Vegas.
Yeah, definitely.
So it would be... If you want one in Vegas in December, then again in the summer, an international fight week, and then another at the end of the year. That's 3 in a year. Like, that's realistic.
Yeah, definitely. And like the fact that he's there saying like, oh, he has kids over in school in Vegas, like his missus over in Vegas, like he has a house over there. You know what I mean? He's really like lifted up his roots and he's moved over there. So you can tell he's gone all in on this scenario. So that's what we want to see. We want to see someone who's all in, and he looks to be all in, and he looks like he's all in on all fronts. Like seeing all the tough fighters walk around with the Forge Irish Stout gear on was insane. Seeing the cans placed in the house, people thought that was cool. Seeing the proper number 12 apple, it was insane to see the mogul of McGregor like preemptive putting all that stuff in there, knowing that the big shot is when the fighters walk into the house at first. It was incredible to see. Like this man, it seems to be like he's going to be firing on all cylinders on all fronts.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing what sort of coaching they're doing behind the scenes as well.
Yeah, definitely. Obviously,
they're only there for 4 weeks, and how many things can people pick up in 4 weeks? I'm sure there's a lot, but like to the naked eye, and like comparing the vets and the prospects, like how much like could Conor have been a better coach with the vets, or like could Michael have been a better coach with the prospects? It's just gonna be interesting to see what people pick up.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think one of the fighters touched on in the first episode that like how much can you really change in a week or 2 weeks or X amount of weeks. But I do think there are small facets. The way you might throw a shot, you can change it. And that will show sort of the men from the boys in this. Coachability is a massive thing in MMA. You can actually listen to your coaches and implement what they're asking you to do. They're the guys who go the long way, and they're the guys who end up as champions. Guys who, when the shit hits the fan and they go back to swinging with their eyes closed, they're the ones who go nowhere. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this season goes down. I'm looking forward to it. I think one of the biggest issues is waiting a week for 40 minutes each week is the issue. I'm like, let me binge watch the series right now.
Yeah,
I'd love to do that.
Watching it on UFC Fight Pass, there was no ads either.
Yeah, that was great. I shout out to UFC Fight Pass, and that was incredible that we could watch it straight through. No messing, 44 minutes of pure entertainment. I definitely did enjoy that. I suppose, Baz, we should probably look at the competitors. Who stands out to you as a tough champion? Who do you think are the people to beat? You can pick, we'll say 2 off each team, or you can pick 1 each, and I'll pick another one off each team.
All right. Well, I'm going to go on Chandler's team first.
Yeah, feel free to pull up the list there because there's a lot of them. I think there's about 16, isn't there?
Altogether, there's 16 fighters.
Yeah. So like, that's a lot to be like.
Yeah, look, I like Brad Katona. He's done it before. So that's obviously in the vets.
Yeah.
And then like Roosevelt winning there. And Jason Knight, there are 2 people I want to keep an eye on as well in Chandler's team. And then McGregor's team, obviously Lee Hammond, Ireland's own. It's going to be really interesting to see what he did, because going into that, what was he, 5-0, 6-0?
Yeah, 5-0.
He kept that very quiet as well. In Ireland, like, you can't get away with much stuff in Ireland without everyone knowing. And like that was under wraps for a long time.
Yeah.
And then I can't really pick another person on Team McGregor's bar Lee Hammond.
Yeah,
name recognition wise, like.
No, of course, and that's why these guys probably are the prospects. I'm gonna go for McGregor's number 1 pick, Mando Gutierrez. I think at bantamweight he looks quite dangerous as well. I looked him up afterwards to see what he was, because obviously McGregor's ranked number 1. He looks like he's dangerous. So I think he is going to be someone to look out for on McGregor's side. Someone's definitely underrated on Chandler's
What did you find out about him?
Just he's dangerous with his hands. So like I think he might be able to finish fights.
Okay.
And then I think Timur Valiev is definitely one to look out for on Chandler's team. He's ranked 3, so that's something that I think Chandler was using a bit of game plan there. That's something that you have to really look out for.
Do you think there's going to be many I saw some fella wearing dressed in the Forest Irish robe?
Yeah,
Remember
like, man.
Okay, where's your robe?
I actually did see that guy.
Where's your robe?
Huh?
Do you not
I'm gonna get one.
bring your...
I have to get onto the guys, like, you know what I mean? So like,
we should be doing the show in the robe.
We have to get our own robes. We have to get the hoodies. Well, you know what? We're out load of gear now.
Yeah.
So
yeah, they will be actually showing it. They will be showing it weekly in at the Black Forge Inn as well. They had all the stars out last night. So if you're interested in watching it, it'd be sort of strange watching there, wouldn't it? Like, it's like, there's you on the TV, Lee. He's like, get away from me. Like, how are you really meant to get into depth in the show watching it if someone's constantly there talking to you, you know?
Absolutely. Definitely strange one. I just actually realized it wasn't the hands, it was the submissions that Gutierrez is good at. He was I watched him fight in LFA on UFC Fight Pass. It was the submissions, not the hands. You put me on the spot there, Basmo, on a bottle of typical me. Yeah, like, this is going to be a good season. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Like, these guys are look like they're in there no messing. I saw a few of the guys that were like, "Oh, so would like to be on Team McGregor as well," which I thought was quite funny. But then they were like, you know what, Mike's good dude too. So
I think they're both good. That is, like, you know what I mean? You can't hate. Like, they're both good. Like
yeah. When I look at Michael Chandler's team, he's got Ryan Bader in there. He's won TUF before. He's got Coach Strauss from Killcliff. I think he has one. Oh, he's got Robert Drysdale in there as well, like BJ black belt, like top of the range fella. So, like, they both assemble great teams. Obviously, McGregor has Coach Owen Roddy. Didn't see John Kavanagh there for this one, but I assume he flies over for
he is there,
one of the later episodes. Keen Cowley as well. Oh, was he? I didn't see a clip of him, but maybe I wasn't looking hard enough.
Yeah, you have to take the glasses off, man.
Had to take the glass off, watching them with the Energized glass on. But yeah, man, this is going to be an unbelievable season. Give it to me, hooked to my veins. I can't wait to watch it. Team McGregor all the way. Although it's sort of funny because, like, when I say Team McGregor, I actually mean Brad Catone and Lee Hammond.
No, man. Like, that's obviously what we're shouting for. With Dave Bob been invited on the show as well, so they will be on the show at a certain stage. The thing is, we didn't want to get them on the first and be like, "Did you win your fight?" That's the sort of issue. Like,
yeah. So Brad Catone is definitely confirmed. He will come on. Waiting to hear back from Lee, I think. But
no, Lee said yeah.
Lee said yeah as well.
Keen Cowley said yeah.
Brilliant. So, like, yeah, we're gonna have a few guests for you on this.
And we obviously are going to try and get Conor on as well. If Ross needs to wear the robe, though, that's the deal.
Yeah. I need to get the Forge Irish Stout robe.
Make sure it's not white, Ross. Make sure it's not white.
It makes me disappear on the screen when I wear the white. But I thought this t-shirt with the shoes was cool, so I want to wear. So my new holiday gear.
The show we don't try to look cool. That's the deal here, like, you know.
I know, yeah, but I'm on holidays, but I'm like coming from sunny Lanzarote, recording this show because the Enjoy show can't miss a week, so I have to be trying to look my coolest on holidays to impress young Theo.
No, fair play to you, man. That loyalty.
Yeah, well, so look, I brought the laptop away on holidays to record a podcast because the Enjoy show fans need to get the content, and that's important. And the Ultimate Fire 31 started, and that cannot be missed.
Yeah, and if we didn't do the show, we couldn't show off that T-shirt, that invisible T-shirt.
Exactly. So that is the crack. But guys, thanks a million for watching. I hope you enjoyed this episode. We're going to bring in more.
It was a breakdown of what to expect for the next 12 weeks. There will be guests on every week. Let us know who you think we should try and get on. It will be great to get Conor on at the end. But we're going to try and reach out and get people on. Like, as we said, Lee Hammond's going to come on. Brad Catone is going to come on. Keen Cowley's going to come on.
Yeah, maybe we'll do a Forge Irish Stout giveaway with the Ultimate Fighter towards the end of the season as well. What do you think, Pasmo? If people would like that, we'll do it.
I just want one of them robes, man. Like,
yeah, we'll get one of those robes as a giveaway. But guys, thanks a million for watching. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, smash the subscribe button, And as always, stay energized.
Energized show, up the Irish. Been sussing you guys a couple of times. I've seen a couple of clips. I think you done some interviews with Dylan Moran and that I saw. So keep going, keep up the good work, guys.